Let's play some hockey. Stars Blues Game 3, series tied at 1. Well, Blues wins have been nail-biting finishes.
History, Jeff. Okay, your game will be the opening game of the Nat Stadium.
Clearly, the Wizards are not the same team that they were in the beginning of this season. They are definitely a force to be reckoned with. You could see the defending champions here tonight playing a back-and-forth game all night long. And they say that basically he influenced, Muhammad Ali. And he said, listen, would you...
A second, but I just wish that you could elaborate a little bit more about what it felt like to go through that elimination game. And given that opportunity this year, how would you guys do it differently? And if you both could answer the question, I'd appreciate it.
Well, differently is coming into this season without having knee surgeries and everybody being healthy. That's the key for our team. Hurt.
He left 93 seconds into the first quarter. He collided with a teammate and hurt his left knee. Don't know what's going to happen for the future with the playoffs, but anyway, Kevin Durant never returned back to the game.
Hey everybody, I'm Alina Neves, courtside at Capital One Arena, where the Washington Wizards, who are 9-5, take on the Miami Heat, who are 6-8. Now, as you know, the Washington Wizards beat the Heat in Miami, so tonight's going to definitely be a revenge for the Miami Heat. And the big scorer tonight was Bradley Beal with 24 points and 8 assists, as well as Otto Porter. Well, he had 23 points. He was just extraordinary tonight, very clutch. And Thomas Satoransky, who's in for John Wall, he's still out dealing with his knee. Well, he had 10 assists. He is definitely stepping up as their starting point guard. Anyway, a great win. Talked to Scott Brooks. He said tonight the game plan was just basically to step up defensively and to make the 76ers make mistakes. And that's exactly what the Washington Wizards did tonight. A great game and a much needed win for them, especially in this series. They tied up 2 apiece now with the 76ers. Important game as they approach playoffs and playoff seeding. Washington goes down to Cleveland in their first game against the NBA champions at home, 95-104. Yes, what's going on? Anyway, welcome to The Hustle. It's your girl, Alina 7, right here at WLVS Radio, coming to you right across from Howard University. You know, that's where it all began for me, right on like 6th Street. 6th Street, right around here. So a lot of people know that. So I'm just happy that that I've kind of brought it back to full circle. It's kind of weird how life is, and it's so interesting how life works. And sometimes you think, oh, I'm past that, or oh, that was once in my life. And to see that all of a sudden, you know, at some point you come like right back to the beginnings of where where it all kind of started. So when I moved from Massachusetts, I came here and we lived right down the street, lived with my sister. So it was real exciting. Anyway, it's The Hustle right here each and every Tuesday. Don't forget, guys, you can always follow me at Alina7 on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm everywhere. So a lot of people know that. Anyway, this is going to be a playoff show. So I'm waiting for everybody to get here. But you see, to my right and to my left, I'm crewed up today. That's right. It's all about being crewed up. I am crewed up. Yes, that's right. Hey, I'm doing what Golden State does. Somebody called me a hater today of Golden State. But anyway, they are always crewed up. Okay, yes, that's right. I'm talking about Golden State. They are always crewed up. So, hey, why not use their philosophy and be crewed up? Anyway, my son says squad. But, hey, so I want to introduce my son, PJ, is here with me. What's going on?
I'm good. I'm on time this time.
I see that. Very good. You are growing up every minute. Very good. Good to see you here on time in the middle of your workday. And also to my left, we have Lawrence. Lawrence, what's going on?
Not much. I was on time.
I see that. You beat me.
I was actually the first one here today. So.
You beat me. I wonder wonder if all of this has to do with like the NBA playoffs or something like that. I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of interesting, everything that's been going on in the NBA. You know, the NBA is probably like the hottest. It really is a hot sport, but it's even hotter right now simply because we're going through, well, we're past the playoffs. We're in the actual finals, the championship for the NBA to see who is going to be the champion for the 2019 season. So, I mean, it's just kind of real interesting what's going on. I feel like this has been the most contested from the very beginning, from even the first round.
You said contested?
Yeah, it's been contested from the very first round, and we see.
What do you mean contested?
We can't ever predict a winner.
Oh.
I mean, we knew that to a certain extent, some of
you
the
knew
teams
you
that
knew-
were going to go far, but yet we still.
You knew the Warriors were going to get to the finals. That was a given.
That was a given when Kevin Durant and Looney and everybody was playing, and Klay Thompson was playing at full speed. You know, yeah, we did. But once people started dropping off like flies, then it started to change, right? I mean, what do you think, Lawrence?
I agree. It's well, especially out of the East, there's a lot of surprise teams that I didn't think were going to do well, but they. I think Milwaukee was kind of a surprise to me.
Right. Milwaukee was a surprise, but also the Raptors were a significant surprise, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I did not feel that they were going to get this far. I just knew that, you know, I actually thought that Orlando was going to probably like take them out.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if they were surprised, but it was more of like a.
What's going on? Join the show, Keith. Come on. Yes. That's PJ, my son, and that's Lawrence, the co-host on the show. You right here. Yes. And when you're going to join me over here, PJ, you're going to be here when we get Darren, and then Darren will sit there. But for now, you good, okay? Because we're just all crewed up, but we're going to all be together. So, yes, this is how we do it right here at WLVS. We just walk up on set. This is totally live. This is bringing it to you. I'm telling you, all the action. I decided to turn the cameras around and show you all the action to the action to the action that goes on behind the scenes and show people exactly what goes on. If TMZ does it and it works and it's something that is very successful, why not bring it here, right? Shoot.
Amen.
That's right. Hey, but who better to have on the show but Boogie's guy, his advisor, his coach when he was younger, someone who has been with Boogie for a very long time, who knows the ins and outs of his game, who knows the ins and outs of his desires, everything. But to have Coach Keith Williams here to come make a special appearance. I know you guys were not really scheduled to be here, but we couldn't just resist with all the drama going on that's associated with Golden State. It's like, I asked them personally, can you guys show up on the show tomorrow just to talk about some of the stuff that's going on there and, you know what I mean? And tell us, you know, where is Boogie right now in terms of, I mean, obviously it's Kevin Durant. You have a long association as well with Kevin Durant. So where are they right now in terms of their mood, their spirit? What's going on? And have you had a chance to really talk with anybody?
Well, first, thank you for having me again.
You're
It's a wonderful show. In terms of Boogie, he's fine. He's about 75%. But, I mean, he's been on so many losing teams. So he wouldn't let this opportunity pass. And the quad injury is not the same as Achilles. My personal opinion first was that Golden State wasn't forthright in what was actually wrong with Kevin Durant.
Yes.
I think he had an Achilles strain the whole time. And as it was stated in the media, he had a practice 2 days before the game and didn't go well. But yet, I want to say for our own personal gain, the front office and people within the team kind of, if you will, peer pressured him into playing and saying that, you know, your presence is all we need, and that'll help us get over the top. And Kevin, being a guy that really wants to play, he went for it. And now the team was talking bad about him, so now everybody's trying to be pro Kevin. Now Bob Myers, he cried with no tears. So,
Right? That was like the
and I'm
fakest
just
cry.
right. So I'm just being honest.
But that was pretty compelling, though. That was a compelling moment. You could tell he was emotional.
He was, but
at that moment. But
he was trying to clean up house.
yes, he was trying to cover his ass.
He was one of those people
Yes.
for sure that was saying why Kevin's not playing.
Oh.
I would think personally, if I was Kevin's agent, that it could be malpractice because they cleared him and said he couldn't get hurt any worse. And now he's tore his Achilles, which means he could miss the whole year next year.
The whole year.
So it was poor, desperate moves by the front office of Golden State. I haven't heard anything from Kevin or Boogie on it, but just what I have heard, they're really upset, and I guess Golden State's gonna try to save face.
Okay. So can I just say something just to kind of, and I don't mean to put this on me, but I did have an injury about 10 years ago where I tore my calf. I tore my soleus. So you have your calf, which is the upper part of your bottom part of your leg, right? Then you have the soleus, which connects maybe the calf to the Achilles tendon. But the Achilles tendon is like really long and right there, and that stabilizes your leg. So for me, how do you have him, and I'm saying even as a trainer, be somebody who has lived through that injury. I have tore my soleus, which is right there by your Achilles tendon. And it knocked me to the ground. I'm never the same. Never will I be competing with him again because that's how I tore it, running up a hill trying to jump and run and compete with him. And I popped it, and I felt this pop, the same thing that everyone sees on Instagram of Kevin Durant's leg. That's what happened to me. It's a pop, and it knocks you down to the ground. You cannot walk, basically. But I'm never the same. This is 10 years later. I don't do what I was doing with him at that time. Never will I do that. And to me, I'm saying, how do you risk someone who's 30, right? 30. By the time he comes back, he might be off of his prime.
Possibly.
By the time he is at his max ability, not even from where he's healed, because that may take 1 year, but I'm talking about to get back to where Kevin Durant was prior to this could take 2 years, if not more. So how do you put that on the line for a one-game win, which I know was elimination game for Golden State, but at some point we got to say, you know what? We live by the sword, you got to die by the sword. Go out, Splash Brothers, and do what you can do. And if it's in our favor, and it was, to me, Toronto was not going to beat them last night. Even though, look at all the, we'll get into the errors. I mean, we'll get into the errors of Toronto that they did on their own.
You got to remember, though, Kevin Durant, like, he had 11 points before he went out. He
helped them in the first quarter.
That's 11 points. If he doesn't score, what happens? 11 points. They won by how many points?
1.
Yeah, but somebody else would have took the shots.
Somebody would have took the shots.
But long as he didn't move. But to your point, and let's go back a little bit more. Kawhi got beat up for going outside and getting his own doctors. The point being the term team doctors. They work for the team. So they're going to make decisions based on the benefit of the team. And Steve Kerr, the last thing he said was the doctors cleared him. He couldn't get hurt any worse. I think that was a telling thing.
Yes.
That he said. So again, I think we need to we need to applaud Kawhi and his uncle for doing what they need to do because he would have been in that same position with the Spurs.
He would have, and that's a great discussion really to have, and to have more discussions about the fact that these guys who are making crazy money, we're not talking about making a living, we are talking about making a boatload of money that they won't ever make in their lifetime again. Okay, there is no way they make that kind of money, but springboarding them into millions is a game of basketball. And I'm just like, how do you, even as a trainer, I put my trainer hat on and I'm seeing him jump. Jumping is the worst thing that you could do for that injury 6 weeks later? I don't understand that, even as a trainer. Disregard whatever else I do. As my trainer hat on, I know that. Not even the fact that I've lived through that injury, so I come with that experience too. There's no way I was ready to be jumping. Till this day, if I do too many jumps, I feel it in my left calf because that's what was compromised. So you're compromising his career for a one-game win that extends you, whereas now they still have 2 more games to beat you by. I get that. I understand they want to win, and I'm all about winning. I'm all about winning, but not at compromising Kevin Durant's free agency and his ability to play at his level long term.
It's a business at the end of the day.
Chasing that three-peat. They know that they weren't going to bring him back if the series is tied up 2 up. They're not bringing him back.
I agree with that. They wouldn't. I think on one hand they wanted to win without him, but they became desperate.
Yep.
And they did what desperate people do, and we know when you get desperate, your moral compass is not the same as when you're not desperate.
Right. Do you feel free, Lawrence, to get in here?
No, I agree. It's you have a responsibility to protect the players, especially from themselves, because that's the big thing. Because especially with the same case with a lot of players like RG3 and examples, you have to protect them from making that decision because it's always going to be yes if you ask them. So you have to protect them from compromising themselves.
I would say yes, but I think the team leads them. You okay, right? Mm-hmm. We only need you to do this, right? Mm-hmm. Your presence will do this, right? And then that's when the player in Kevin, a kid that doesn't have a lot of other interests, he's gonna ride with it.
So you think it was pushed on him by the team? It wasn't like himself. It was more a team than himself.
No question.
Wow.
No question.
Do you now you know Kevin Durant enough to know? Do you think that Kevin Durant would have gone out there on his own?
I think it's 50-50. I mean, I think he wanted to be out there. But it's been a weird
because
weird
he doesn't need to be out there for free agency because he's already built his career. Every team and their mother wants to compete to get him.
But if they come back and win and he's playing, he would get the credit. They would say that because of Kevin.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And I think that's been the fight. I think when he got hurt and they won a couple series, I think people said they don't need him. We won without you.
Right.
But then they got down 3-1, which could easily be 4-0.
Right. Right.
And they got desperate.
Easily.
And they got desperate. And you think that's definitely what may have changed the game for this whole. Because personally, I kept going, okay, so they handled the PR of this terribly. That's the other thing.
Because they were lying.
Why?
When you lie, it's always going to be like that.
That's the other thing. I'm going, where is the morality of this organization to be concerned about their player and to say, you know what? We're going to stand by our player. We're not going to play games with this. We're going to be honest. We're going to be truthful. And we're going to play our game. And we're going to win the way we win. We don't need to win by playing all these tricks. I feel like they played all these tricks. Then they're showing video of Kevin Durant dancing yesterday. Did you see that?
I did. But it's all an act. I think, and it's the truth for your listeners. The NBA is drama. It's almost like Atlanta Housewives. You can almost look around, and there's just drama with every team. It's something. And a lot of it got to do with the lack of clarity about what's going on with Joel Embiid. Or, we can go around the league, or LeBron James, or the fact that LeBron was trying to trade everybody, but everybody's acting like he's not, There's no honesty. And I think at the end of the day, the NBA is an entertainment marketing company that uses basketball. I don't think it's any real integrity about it. You look at Chris Paul. The minute Houston didn't win, that's the worst contract in the league, which it is from a financial standpoint, because you got to pay $40 million to somebody, and your championship window probably closed. But that's the thing. They start drama, and it's not. It's higher ups. It's not lower level people.
Really? So you think that it's PR drama? That's what you're saying. This is PR drama to make it look like, one thing when really it's something else that's going on that's much more sinister in the background.
Kawhi was the worst player last year. The worst.
Wow. That's
because
so
he
true.
didn't want to give the hometown discount because he wouldn't play. And then Pop, everybody knows Popovich runs the Spurs from top to bottom.
Okay.
And he had Tony Parker and them say, "Oh, I had the same injury, and I'm right back." Well, y'all two different people.
Right.
What does that got to do with anything? And then Manu saying stuff, and that was all based on Pop. And then when he left, we're gonna miss his talent, but he wasn't a leader. Well, he looks like a leader to me.
He looks like a leader to me.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of like
It's all about like what the player could do for the team.
at that moment.
Yep.
The next moment to be somebody. What have you done for me lately? And now that's why I'm really pulling for Kawhi and his uncle, because it was he became his agent. And he's a black man, and in the business they don't really want that unless you're an agent. Even then, because you're an agent, they can control you. But when you're not really an agent, a family member, they don't know how to deal with you.
Yeah, you always feel like you need somebody on the outside that's looking in, that's saying, "Hey, listen, you better watch out. You better cut to the left, go to the right, go out for a pass, hold back, go forward, go out for a touchdown. You need to be careful."
It's a game.
The
NBA is a game, and you gotta go the way they go. I mean, Boogie was a bad guy, this, that, and the other. As soon as he got on Golden State, they won. Then he's this. He's always been a good player. He's never gotten into trouble outside of basketball. He got upset because he was losing. LeBron's won his whole career, and he's still crying more than anybody in the league. But it wasn't set up for him. It was set up for LeBron because he's the one that we make money off of. So we'll let him cry. We'll let him get away with things that we won't let Boogie get away with. But any of them, if they losing, they're going to be upset. Nobody wants to lose all the time.
All the time, yeah. So you think that, speaking of Boogie, Boogie, you think that maybe sometimes the image that he presented early on and that was out of maybe just frustration overall with the league?
Mismanagement of teams. Mike Malone was his coach, and they were winning. They didn't consult with him. They fired him while Boogie was hurt. So Boogie is like that dying breed of kid that's really honest. And he's the kid that if you do something wrong to him, he's going to say something. He's not going to take it on the chin like a lot of people in the league.
Right.
And so he's graded down because of that. But he's an honest person. He's not totally happy with the way he's been played, even in this series.
Even in this series.
But the fact of the matter is, when they've trusted him and played him, they've won. He's not old Boogie. He's not all-star Boogie. But he's tough enough. He's savvy enough to give you what you need to win the game. Because all we're trying to do is win. We don't need him to score 30, but those timely buckets, those timely rebounds, that he gets has led to the 2 wins.
I thought he had an awesome game last night.
He was.
To come in on the heels of what happened to Kevin Durant.
I think it was him that, like, as soon as Kevin
He
went
came
down,
out, they actually
he hit like a
extended
three.
the lead.
Yeah. He hit a
Yes.
3, and he I saw him go off a little bit.
Yeah, I thought he had.
And that's not calling any plays for him. The ball's not fair to him. It just the ball finds him, and he just makes plays. He wants to win. At the end of the day, that's
His
all he wants.
putbacks were
Correct.
incredible last night too. I mean, I was like, damn, what's he doing?
Nobody says anything when he outplays Gasol, but if Gasol outplays him in a short amount of minutes. Bigs not like guards. They need time to kind of settle into the game. He's a 6'11", 280-pound man. He's not a 6'3", 190-pound guy running around.
Right.
He got the ball all the time. Who
Right.
has a rhythm all the time.
Right. Wow. I mean, I was happy for him because, after all, I know you, and I know you've talked so nicely of Boogie, and I feel like I've kind of gotten to know him a little bit through your eyes, through your vision, and so it's been so wonderful to hear about his past and what he was like growing up and all the things that he has done, and how it gives you a different perspective because maybe to a certain extent the league did him unfair, treated him like,
Disservice,
they've done a disservice to him to a certain extent, created him to be this, difficult personality, ungrateful, always trying to start trouble and drama, you know what I mean? But will come and, be in people's faces, and you saw him curse that reporter out who wrote some terrible things about him, that wasn't right to him, and he had every right to question that guy because sometimes we don't get to question the people who write things about us that make it seem like they know us and they don't really know your story. So I feel like his story has been played out on the show simply because of you, and so there's a part of me, even though, I'm going for the underdog, I'm going for the guy, that I feel like Kawhi waited 2 years basically to do what he's doing now. And that's a tremendous, that must have been so difficult just to kind of sit around and let people just talk about you and make fun of you and make it seem like you're just sitting around being lazy and not playing basketball. And now he has an opportunity to prove everybody wrong. So, it was so nice to see Boogie come in and change the momentum. Because Boogie came in and he changed the spirit in that room. He really did, I'm telling you, because it was deflated until Boogie came in that game.
Well, I think, and I just got finished texting with him, if they don't play him a lot, I think they lose. I think the minute they go with Looney, the alleged defensive guy,
I don't think they can. Did you see?
I think they'll lose. The series will be over. And I'm still picking Toronto.
Did you see Looney last night, though?
He's injured. He probably.
I don't think they're going to play
His
him.
chest. He hurt his chest.
He is. Did you see him? I mean, he could barely bend over last night. I mean, he was in a lot of pain. I don't think so. I think Boogie's going to be. Boogie's going to go. They're going to use him for Game 6.
Well, I pray they do because he's been, like I say, all he wanted to do is win. And I think,
I just don't know if it's Golden State's year.
No, it probably isn't.
I don't feel like it's their year for some reason. I feel like they've maxed out.
I think Toronto's the better team.
Yeah, I feel like Golden State's maxed out. Do you?
Without KD there.
You feel that way, Lawrence? Golden State's maxed out?
Well, that happens with a lot of dynasties after a few years.
It times out.
And people start figuring out how to, their little ins and outs.
Well, the series was over yesterday. Let's talk about Nick Nurse because.
Oh, okay.
We up 6. We got the ball. 3 minutes left, and we called timeout. Just let it play out. We had the momentum because after the timeout, what happened? All you did was get a ball to Kawhi, and he ended up shooting the air ball. So.
And they only made 1 point in those 3 minutes.
Two.
They made 2? Oh, I thought they
The
made
goaltending.
Oh, the goaltending. Oh, yeah, that's true. The goaltending
So-
point. But other than that, that was it. They made one basket.
Or even if not that, what about let's run our best play now? Let's run our best play.
the
Like
coach-
Kawhi did what he did. He had scored 10 or 12
He
straight.
went crazy.
Right. He was gassed, though. You could see he was tired. Why not
You got
run
10?
something?
Right. You went on a 10-0 run, right? He was making his shots. He was feeling his game. He's comfortable. All of a sudden, you take a timeout and you mess up the rhythm. But when they asked him last night, and I wanted to ask you about that. That's actually a good point. When you see something like that, right? You see your kid going on a significant run, but he's also extremely tired. And that's what he said, is that he felt that Kawhi had been gassed
He was.
by
but
that.
Why
Would
not
you?
use him as a decoy? He didn't have to shoot the next play, but if Golden State thought he was
He
going to shoot,
was.
somebody's going to be wide open.
I think that was a problem. I think
Facts.
no one else stepped up.
Well, it was, I mean, it was his time, but I think if we knew he was tired, you knew his teammates knew he was tired.
Mm-hmm.
So then you run a play, because it wasn't no plays. He was just getting it in. He was just getting it out the mud, as the kids say. But he could have came out with screen and roll and threw it back, and then they move the ball around, and somebody else takes the shot.
Really?
Because he won't take bad shots. Sometimes I wish he would force it. Like that last play,
What would
I would have rather him just take it with two people checking him.
with
Kawhi?
two people
Yeah,
checking him?
because the shot that they
Steph
got
Curry
on,
does that every time.
I feel
Steph
like
Curry does that all the time.
but he plays the right way, so you can't argue with what he did. But I just felt like nobody, like you just said, nobody in that moment, nobody else. Maybe Van Fleet can make a big shot, but not Lowry. And I don't know why
had a good
didn't-
shot, though.
but I didn't know why he didn't pump fake and go around. Why would you shoot a three?
Probably
And
didn't know how much time
Draymond
he had.
so nah. The clock didn't go out to the ball hit the side of the backboard.
Oh, till
So
it
they
hit
had
the
time.
side. They still had some
Could have shot
time.
fake, one dribble pull up. Just get off a good. We did basically.
Wow.
We didn't even get off a
basically
shot.
he should have called a
to win it.
timeout. Basically,
No, true.
That's the other thing. Why-
Overcoaching.
Yeah.
And he's been great. He's been great.
He's
Yeah.
been great this whole time. But how do you not take time out at that point? Let them go on their 10-0 run. But, and one wonders whether when he sees it, whether he would make the same decision. I'm sure probably when he looks at it now, he's probably like, damn, should have held up there and maybe taken the time out. But to me, I feel like when you let them play that out at that point, right? The game is now on the line. You have 15.7 seconds for them to get a shot off. And if nothing else, tie the game, right? Because we were down by what? 1 point?
Well, I felt like all the strategy was bad.
We were
all the strategy was bad. We let Curry, who you know is coming off a curl, why not be on the high side of and force him to catch the ball inside the three? We chasing him around. He makes a three, a easy three, straight away.
Oh, yeah, when he curled around.
Yeah,
and then,
like, what was the
and then he
strategy
caught it
on
off
that?
the side right there. So you're saying that someone else should have come around
Jump
the left
out on
side.
it. Somebody else score, not him. Him
Right,
or Clay
force
can't
him.
score.
Yeah,
I
shut them down.
would live with Boogie making a layup or
and that's what they do. Like that's why they're shutting them down.
because they normally run them
They
off. the
normally do that.
That's what they do. But
Van Vliet
So
was
the timeout didn't do anything. Everything went wrong.
no, because they got to reset their defense and reset their strategy and catch their breath.
And then they went on what a 10-2 run to close out.
Yes.
Well, the play that bothered me was when Curry out rebounded the front court. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It was like he jumped over the whole.
I mean, it was a lot of plays. I felt like
didn't box him out or nothing. They just.
I felt like Toronto was gassed as a team. Like you said, there was a lot of rebounds where it's like it's right there.
It's right there.
And they
Yeah.
didn't get it, and then Curry he throws to the Clay and another wide open three.
So as a coach, when you're on a 10-0 run, you don't stop that though.
No.
You don't stop that. You
Momentum
let that go.
Momentum means a lot.
Because you don't know whether
Basketball.
you're going to be able to
Game
get
of
that
runs.
energy.
In basketball, for sure.
Game of runs.
And late. Everybody's tired. Golden State was tired, too. But you gave them a chance to kind of
To
rest
catch their
up
breath.
and mentally
Prepare.
Put it together.
Right. So when he says that when you down 15.7 seconds and who is it? Was it Kawhi who took the inbound pass? Or who gave because Kawhi brought the ball, right? Didn't he bring the
There
ball?
was a cross half court. Yeah,
It's a cross half court, right? So he brings the ball. So to me, when you don't really take time to strategize, then you just playing to not lose, and you're not playing to
That's exactly
win.
what happened. They thought the game was done, but I thought they needed one more. Basically, we know now, one bucket the game would have been over.
The game would have been
stop,
over.
One bucket, one
One
stop.
bucket, no stops, just
Yeah.
one bucket.
Right.
At what
Because
point?
Any point, just one bucket.
Okay, but if you had Kawhi
Because
come
remember,
down,
we still had opportunities. They called a bad screen foul on Boogie.
Right.
So it was opportunities, and we just Toronto just didn't
Right.
get it done.
And then we got the
Got
ball.
back.
Got the ball back 15.7 seconds, right? That's when we had the ball. So you had every opportunity. Then you got that goaltending call as well, right? I mean,
And still lost.
I'm going, you had everything in the makings to win that game, and Toronto played so bad that they just lost it for themselves.
And they're not really a hot and cold team. You know, they kind of just plod along. You know, they were inching away the lead, and then they finally caught up. I thought once they caught up, the game was over, which it looked that way. But
Yeah, it definitely did.
then they gave it back.
But Keith, have you ever looked at their scoring? I know, like I went past, I started looking at like the playoff series, right? Even when they played Orlando, they would have a high scoring game, then a low scoring game. High scoring game, then a low scoring game. Remember? Mm-hmm. Orlando beat them the first game, right? Beat them bad. Then they won 4 straight games and swept them, right? Those last 4 games. Toronto won, right?
Then they played. Thing they're really good at is like bouncing back, like they don't lose.
Yeah, they
bounce.
just plod along.
Yeah, they
just keep playing hard.
Yeah, but they don't win by a lot of points, which leads me to believe that they are very inconsistent shooters, though.
Yeah, well, their offense as a whole, because
their offense as a whole.
Technically, if you look at it, Van Fleet's pretty good. Of course, Kawhi, and then you kind of don't know. Siakam can be good, and then he can be really bad.
Right, but Van Vliet can miss. Kawhi, Kyle Lowry can miss.
Definitely.
Siakam can miss layups. I don't know how he misses some of the layups, though, Keith. I'm like, what?
I think he needs to get a little stronger, but he's made a big leap to help get them this far. Thursday, I hope they just.
So what do you think is the strategy Thursday, and who do you think that Golden State puts in the game Thursday to handle this? Because you know they're strategizing now. I mean, obviously Boogie's going to have a lot more minutes. Kevin Durant out.
Maybe Looney out.
Looney's
I think
probably
Toronto
gonna
plays.
be out.
I think Toronto plays the same way pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Draymond's going to play more minutes.
I just think that down the stretch, like you said, they don't blow people out. Down the stretch, somebody else will have to step up and make a shot or two. Not a lot, because like clockwork, late in the game, Kawhi goes on a run. Every series we've seen it. But he can't do it totally by himself. Somebody else has to make a championship-winning play. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, Golden State got multiple plays from multiple players to stay in this series.
But to me, Clay and Steph never have off nights of shooting, though.
Well, they keep shooting. I ain't gonna say they don't get off, but they're
so.
never gonna stop shooting, and the offense is set up around them to take shots.
Have off nights, but other people pick up. Yeah, just like
Well, that's a rare case. Maybe Iguodala comes in and kind of blends into it, and now all of a sudden you think they're shooting. But to me, I mean, when you have Toronto was shooting 20% from threes last night. Did you see that?
And still should have won the game.
And
Still should have won.
So they don't need that.
20% from threes.
That shows.
They don't need it. I mean, they played awful. They should have been down 15, 20 points at halftime. They're only down 6. So I'm saying this is following the script. We're not playing well, but second half we're going to outplay them. And they did. And then it collapsed for 3 minutes.
I mean, collapsed the last 3 minutes. I could have
winning time.
I could have smacked Nick
I mean,
Nurse. I was like, what the hell are you doing?
I was ready to come on the show and talk so much trash to Darren. Like, yeah, told you, Toronto. And Boogie's my
Where's
family.
Darren?
But
Where
I
is
still
he?
believe that Toronto's the better team.
Wow.
But
What
if
did you
they use
What did you think when KD came back? Like, did that change your?
no,
You still thought Toronto was going to take it?
because I mean, the emotion, him coming back, it'll last the first half. And then after that, it'll go away. His conditioning was going to come into play. He probably would have gotten into foul trouble because you haven't been playing.
He hasn't
Did he have
played.
2 fouls?
He did.
He did. He
Wow.
had 2 fouls. And on top of that, he came from, I mean, think about this. He has not played since May 3rd. May 3rd was the last game that Kevin Durant played. How irresponsible
34,
is
35
that
days.
as a team to put this man in elimination game, game 5, right, of elimination game in the championship series, to put him on the line, to put him in a game that was so much on the line that people were going to be physical. There was going to be a certain level of intensity. There was going to be a certain level of drama, fire, pushing,
You gotta
shoving.
remember who he is, though.
I
That's
mean,
KD.
what?
No, he wanted to play. Once they quasi-cleared him, he wanted to be out there. But the fact that the first time he actually attacked the rim, it happened, lets you know that he shouldn't have never been out there. Because remember, everything else was a catch and shoot.
True.
So he
When I saw that dunk
He was-
pregame, I was like, oh yeah, he's good. He
yeah,
gonna
but
go
nobody's
crazy.
around him.
Okay.
But we
Not
don't know when
crowded.
that dunk.
You know what I'm saying? Just
They're
like
not
a jump
pushing
shot.
on him.
You just catch it and shoot. Basketball's a weird sport because it's a high contact sport, but you don't know when you're gonna get hit. Whereas football, you know. They say height, it's a lot of contact. Basketball, you can run free a lot of the game, and all of a sudden, a lot of part of the game, they grab and hold and push and grab, and it's a lot of physical contact that's not called because they can't call everything. And they should have known that. They should have known that he wasn't ready to do that. And
No,
the fact
he
that
was
the
not
first
ready.
aggressive play he tried to make, and it wasn't that aggressive because it wasn't like he got around the guy. The guy was standing there, and they just barely touched each other. But when he had to stress that Achilles, it was over.
He had
I mean,
tried-
you could see as soon as he put it
tried to get
down.
around and
Yeah,
tried-
as soon as he put it down, he picked it right back. He knew it. He knew it was over.
Yeah, he knew
over.
then. And also, can I just say this? I do not believe that the Toronto fans were sitting up there, cheering the fact that Kevin Durant got hurt. What they were cheering was, and I looked at it today, what they were cheering was the fact that they thought that the
Better
ball got
opportunity.
stolen. The ball got
Oh.
stolen. The ball got taken from Durant. So that's what they were looking at, that steal. Yeah. And then when people began to realize that actually Kevin Durant is hurt, that's when things started to temper. And I know because I was going back and forth with some people that
Well,
I know, and I was like, wait a minute.
The
People
announcers,
just don't cheer. The announcers are so bad. They make
I don't
want to
ruin the
one
sport
thing
for
when
the
it's-
fans, but man,
They make it seem like it's one thing when it's another too, though. What are you saying?
But they have such
there's
a voice. Like their
there's
voice
idiots
means
in
a
there.
lot.
they just selling. They selling a story because it wasn't that serious. I thought whatever
Nobody
whatever
knew
the
that he
fans
was hurt
do,
at first.
Yeah, but whatever the fans do is what they do. Like
Like,
I
I
felt
feel
like
like
the Toronto players were. It felt bad. They were all going over. Even Drake. All the pressure I gave Drake, he felt bad about what happened.
Yeah, after a while, when you begin to realize that this is much more significant than you thought. And also, let me say this. I listened to First Take, and I think it was Max Kellerman said this morning, and he's kind of right. When people go to a game, they're not going to look at, oh, Boogie, I just want to see Boogie be the human being that he is. No one's paying for that. People are
Entertainment.
paying to go see you entertain them in sports, to make rebounds, to get
Entertainment.
in people's face, jump, shoot, to box people out, knock people upside their head. That's what people are paying for.
It's entertainment.
It's entertainment. They're coming to see Boogie the Warrior.
And why we act like that's something new? People cheering
That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like every fan base in America.
Like I
would
said, the
do same
NBA
thing.
is all drama. It's all
That's
drama.
when what's that? When Randall Cunningham got hurt, who was he playing? He was playing the Jets or somebody in the whole. Everybody
Every fan base in America would have done the same thing.
Everyone.
Yeah, because people did not realize that at that time. When people began to realize that this is a real human issue, then people started to tone it down. So for those of you who are Golden State Warrior fans, just chill. Just chill. Nobody was sitting up there. Just, when they found out that Kevin Durant was hurt, did they still continue to cheer? No.
They did cheer KD at the end when he walked.
Yeah, they was.
No, but they were
chanting-
cheering
they chanted
KD,
his
the
name. Yeah.
person, and giving him support, letting him know that, yes, this is a game, and we look at Warriors who come there to collide, clash, and do all that, but we're still not looking for your demise either. And that's really what I felt that moment was about, So, anyway. I just feel like I needed to say that because, I was kind of going back and forth with some folks on that. And I was like, wait a minute, I need to address this on my show. So, yeah. So, anyway, so let's talk about Thursday's game. Predictions. What do you think Golden State's going to do? What do you think Toronto is going to do?
Go ahead, young fella.
I think it would be I think the Raptors will win, and I think Toronto won't change a thing. Anything. They get on a run, he won't call a timeout. When
Hopefully. And I think,
he learned his
not to
lesson.
cut you off, but pressure becomes coaches as well.
Yeah.
They make mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a snap judgment.
Yeah.
You kind of feel, maybe when you run a head coach, your head coach would have made that call, so he called it.
Right.
But go ahead,
Right.
finish.
Yeah, I feel like Toronto, they're gonna take the game because because I feel like they might have had a different game plan in the beginning of the game, and I think that's why it kind of the game slowed down when when KD had left the game.
Yeah.
But I feel like because of KD's presence and just him being in the game, you can tell when he left, they were kind of lost for a little bit. But when the second half started, they got right back to it.
Yeah.
They were winning the game. They should have won
Yeah,
the game.
game plan.
I think
is
it
important.
dampened their spirit too, though, because I think that at the end of the day, it's still a brotherhood. For
Oh,
them.
no question.
It's a brotherhood,
Especially
for them,
now. The NBA guys are very friendly with each other.
with each other. Yeah, and that probably kind of impacted the spirit, I think, in the room. You know what I mean? It maybe lightened up the mood a little bit. Maybe made
And I think
people think about
yeah.
their bodies a little bit more, pull back a little bit. What do you think?
Oh, definitely. It's going to be a precedent set where players going to get their own doctors. They're not going to trust team doctors as much.
Right. No.
Because, again, it's the team doctor. It's the team trainer. They work for the team. So
Yeah,
it's
they
the
work for the
benefit
team.
of the team.
Because to me, I can't. That's why I'm saying, as a trainer and someone who deals with fitness and injuries every single day of my life with my clients, I'm going. I dealt with. One of my clients fell and tore her patella, her PCL. Okay. It's not just her patella, that's your knee right there, but you have also a ligament in the back. That's your patella, your PCL, right? So she tore that ligament in her knee. So we had to come up with exercises, stuff like that could help strengthen up her knee. This took me almost 2 years to do. She's not a professional athlete, and I understand that. But I'm just saying we had to go about, and I had to deal with her, her physical therapist, and we had to work together on it. Ain't no 6 weeks after that she was ready. Now, she tore it, but had she even not tore it, though, we still would have had to have been this is rubber bands. Why do people not understand that? These ligaments and tendons have breaking
It's
points.
nothing
Well,
there
mine
really.
broke right here. That was-
Huh?
felt
What'd
like
you
a
say,
rubber band,
Lawrence?
When I tore my Achilles, that was a rubber band.
You tore your Achilles tendon.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to get back?
Oh, 6 months.
That's it took me
It
about
didn't really
6
get back up
months.
because I lost some muscle mass in my calf.
Oh, so you weren't the same person at all?
Yeah,
But,
and I lost muscle too. That's what happened to me in my left calf. I have less muscle than in my right one as a result of that. That's the other thing too, Keith.
Thing that makes me nervous because I was asking the doctor like, what's the chance of tearing it again? He says it usually tears in the other leg because you're putting all the weight, all the pressure is going
overcompensate
on the other leg.
Who you picking Thursday?
I'm rooting for Toronto, but I kind of want Golden State to win because I want to
See
see
that game 7.
You want to see Game 7?
I wanna see Game 7 too.
By the way, when would
Hey,
Game
nothing like
7
Game
be
7.
though? If that's Thursday,
probably Sunday.
Game 7 would be Sunday.
Prime time.
Toronto
would
don't want
like
no
to see
Game
that.
7. They don't do as well at home, by the way, as they do on the road. You know, a lot of their wins came from being on the road. I'm just saying. I know they won at home against Golden State, but I'm just saying they won on the road this year in the regular season.
I don't want it to get to Game 7 because then it becomes a money thing. Now, I'm not saying the NBA would cheat.
What?
I'm not saying they would cheat.
What does that mean?
But
You mean the refs? Can we talk about the refs real quick?
the NBA, let's just say the NBA would make more money if Golden State won again and in dramatic fashion.
Oh, so you're saying that maybe Golden State may get all the calls on Thursday.
I thought they got a lot. Of ticky-tack calls last night.
Really?
For Toronto to be the home team. Because Steph Curry gets almost every call. He jumping back into people. But
the first
Kawhi,
half,
somebody that never cries, doesn't get any.
Right. But Keith, did you know in the first half, I think it was like Golden State, because of Kawhi, had gone to the free throw line 20 times already or something like that, 20-8 or something like that. I don't know what those numbers were.
Kawhi
but
knows how to
from
get
what
to the
I
free throw line.
understand,
But he gets hit a lot more than that, though.
He does.
If that was Steph, he's getting to the line.
he's getting to the line way
and I
more.
don't agree with that kind of you're a star, so you get, we both get hit the same way. It's a foul.
Yeah.
In the NBA rule book is whenever there's contact and the defender gets an advantage,
Yes.
that's supposed to be a foul.
Right.
So if you knock me off balance, then that's a foul.
But why? But what is it about Kawhi that gets the calls? I'm not talking about the fact that he's a star. I get that part, but I'm talking
I think
about
because he's not
what
a
does he
crybaby.
do with his body mechanics that allows him to get some of the calls? Because if you notice, the minute he jumps into like somebody's body or something, he's getting some calls.
And he's
What
strong.
is it?
And he's strong,
Very
so it's
strong.
hard to
But I
guard.
do think that as a whole, refs gonna give him more calls because he don't give him a lot of, excuse my language, he don't give him a lot of shit. You know, everybody else is like, what happened?
Draymond's
he's
carrying
kinda just
on
like
for
looking
that.
like
Right.
And then he'll run down.
yeah,
you know,
he just run back down.
they'll look at a player will stare you down like Steph or one of them. They'll stare at
yeah,
the ref.
yeah.
And then
Yeah. Kawhi's not going to do that.
The whole play
Kawhi,
is going on. That's what really irritates me when the whole play is going on. They still talking to the ref.
Yeah,
I
or
thought that was
Draymond running from one end, going coast to coast with some drama
Nah,
and
he gets
some
away with a lot.
crybaby
I mean,
stuff.
he's
He gets away with
spitting
so much.
in the ref's face, and they'll be like ticking like 1, 2. Okay, I'm gonna give it to you. I'll be like, I'm a man too. You can't run up on me like that.
Wow. Yeah.
Plus,
yeah.
I've seen this in the NFL also. If a player is getting away with something, say like for 3 quarters,
They'll wait.
and that 4th quarter,
Yes.
that referee might actually call.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So you might want to stop.
He's
If you
he's
keep
inhuman.
doing it, you got to
He gonna
stop
show you up, too.
doing something. You know, if you holding somebody for and
The
then
whole game.
if that player complains about it, then in the 4th quarter, the referee may start looking for it.
Yep.
You know, and
Right.
he'll
Right.
call it.
Right. Okay.
So you got to be careful, especially in crucial times.
You got to be careful. Yeah. Well, anyway, I think it's going to be Toronto on Thursday. I think it's over. I think all of the fun that we've had for the playoffs, and I'm telling you, if I could have another repeat season like this one with all of just the unknown. I've never watched so much.
Definitely a drama-filled year.
It's been a drama.
I just told you.
It has been
Atlanta
exciting.
Housewives all the way.
I mean, Keith, it has been one of the most exciting regular season playoffs. John Wall. I mean, the whole Wizards stuff that
man.
went down. The fact that the Wizards are trying, they can't name a GM because they're trying to steal
Toronto
Ujiri,
GM.
the Ujiri from Masai Ujiri, the GM at Toronto. They're trying to get him, and he can't really have talks with them till the season's over with,
gonna hold
and they're
it
gonna try. Yeah, so they're holding up the GM decision, until they find out whether Ujiri is going to be available. And then on top of that, they're going to give him like even part of maybe the Mystics. I don't know. They're trying to create a whole repertoire.
I don't know
to
if they
get
should
him.
do that. I mean, he made a trade that anybody would make. Kawhi for DeRozan, I would make it every day.
But how do you do that? But think about this though. That's on the heels of signing him to and making him the highest paid player like 2 seasons ago. Remember when they paid DeMar DeRozan? Nobody was making. They paid him $100. They signed him to $138 million. Bradley Beal got $128, and he got
You couldn't
$138.
win with him and Kyle Lowry, and guess what? Nobody wanted Kyle Lowry.
Ooh, really?
So you moved the pieces you could, and you got a top.
So you're saying that he was trying to trade Kyle Lowry too?
Whoever between the two, he knew you can't win with these two. We've been doing it, and they're friendly, and that's what hurts the team too. 'Cause they probably never actually call each other. They're best friends.
They are best friends. I know. I could see that in the locker room. I could see their interaction. I'm like, they're really close. Yeah. Yeah. Wives, kids, everything. They're really close. So, wow. Interesting. But we'll see if the Raptors could do it, though.
I would love a Game 7, though. I'm not going to lie.
You would like a Game 7.
love
You
a
want
Game
it to go on?
If you want Toronto to win, be careful.
Well, we'll see what happens, guys. Hey, it's been great. It's been fun. I'm so happy. Thank you for coming down at the last minute, Keith. I know you got a lot of personal stuff going on. We wish you the best in all the stuff that you're a part of. And don't forget The Hustle. We'll be back next week. Keith is going to come back because the series is going to be done next week. So we're going to talk about what happened in the championship, and we'll discuss all that. And hopefully Darren can join us as well next week. We'll also have a guest next week as well. We're going to talk about the Nats too. So Marvin Jackson will be with us next week. He'll probably be talking about the Toronto Raptors as well. So he's going to be joining in on the conversation. And maybe you guys can join in on some baseball talk too.
For sure.
Next week about the Nats. So a real fun-filled show. We'll see you guys next week. The Hustle right here. WLVS Radio each and every Tuesday, 6 p.m. right here. Listen, visionlive.com. I'll see you guys. Alina 7 later. Thank you guys. Thank you, Keith, PJ, and Lawrence. It's your girl later. I'm out.